Hello Facebook, hello everyone. Hope everyone's having a great Monday. It's Monday here, I nearly forgot. It's a public holiday, so I don't know what day it is. But I hope everyone's having a great day. If it's your day off today, you've also got a public holiday. I hope you're enjoying it, doing something nice and fun and relaxing. Pretty cold, rainy day here, so a bit chilled out. But really excited to jump on here today and share a message with you. I was out last week running and this, for some reason, clicked and I was like, oh my goodness. And I thought this would be a great awareness to share with everyone, because I know that when I've spoken to people about it, they were like, oh my God, yes, like totally. So the title of today's live stream was, are you getting frustrated with your lack of results? And this one awareness may shift your focus to results driven, which is all what we're looking for. We want to get results, we want to make it happen. We don't want to be in the place where things aren't happening for us, because that's a wasting time. And I don't know about you, but I hate wasting time. So what is this one awareness? Well, I learned about this, I heard about it actually when I was studying in nutrition, the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, a couple of years ago, and we were listening to one of our lectures, and this was said by a lady, and I don't know if she came up with this idea, I'm not sure, but I think it was Janine Roth who said it. And it's how you do one thing is how you do everything in your life. So just like think about that for a second, because you're like, no, that's not true. But when you think about it, and like I had to stop and think about when I first heard it, and I was like, how I do one, what do you mean by that? So I'll give you an example to help illustrate the point. So I was out running this last week, right? And I said it a couple of times on here before, but I set myself a goal to be able to run 5 kilometers by the 1st of December. One of my health and fitness goals between now and the end of the year. I'm not very, well, let me rephrase that. I haven't been a very successful runner in the past. I tend to get a little bit bored, and I tend to, because I'm not that fit cardio wise, like I don't enjoy the process, and so I sort of give up. But anyway, by the by. So I'm out running, and I set myself this goal of like, I set myself these markers, like I want to run to that stop sign, or I want to run to that lamppost, or I want to run to that tree kind of thing. And what I noticed I was doing was, okay, I'll be, running, and then like I'd see the lamppost, or this, tree, and I'd be like, I'm nearly there, like, and I'd be like maybe a meter, maybe 2 meters from the lamppost, and I'd like stop running and just start walking. And I was like, oh, like I made it to the lamppost, like I made it, I reached my short little goal that I set myself. And then I was like, I ran around the golf course, so I, sort of did that. And I realized like I was actually doing this at every single marker that I had set myself, or every like milestone. And I was like, so every time I set myself this, in terms of this, example, running, every time I set myself this goal of running to that thing, I always stop short of the goal, kind of thinking like, oh, I can give up now, I'm nearly there. And I was like, this isn't actually, like if I carry on with this behavior, I'm not actually going to get to where I want to go, being able to run 5 kilometers as quick as I would like, because I'm always going to keep stopping short of actually reaching that goal. And also I was like, finished my run, and I was, walking, cooling down, walking home, whatever. And I was starting to think about this and realize, or think about where else in my life is this pattern of behavior showing up? And I was like, oh my goodness, like this is happening a lot. And, it happens in my business. Like if I, there's a particular project that I'm working on at the moment, and like it's a lot of work that I'm not used to. Like there's new things I have to learn. It's a bit of like pushing through. It's uncomfortable because it's new learnings, etc. And like I'll set myself a goal for the week of like I want to achieve this part of the project by the end of this week. And I know, like I thought about it, and I was like, well, I actually kind of like almost got to that goal of achieving this part of the project. But then like I was like, oh, I'm nearly there. I can stop now. And that kind of behavior, in terms of this project that I'm working on my business, is not actually going to get me to finishing that project in the time frame that I set myself. It's not, because I keep giving up halfway there, or not halfway, but like 90% of the way there. Like I'll stop and be like, I'm nearly there, that's enough. And so I'm not actually gonna, if I set myself a time frame of I want to achieve this project in this time, or, you know, if you have yourself a goal, like I want to, you know, reach this, you know, I want to be a size 6 by this date, or I want to lose X, you know, pounds by this date. If you keep, well, in terms of my behavior, if you keep stopping short of that goal, you're never actually going to reach it in that time frame, because you're slowly pulling back the progress that you're making. And so if you extend that over the whole process, say for example, you know, over the 8 weeks that I've set myself to reach this goal of, you know, running 5Ks, if I keep on, you know, shortening the amount of running that I'm doing, or that compared to what I think I'm doing, I'm never actually going to be able to run the 5Ks in the 8 weeks, am I? Because I'm not actually sticking to the schedule that I've set up for myself. So the awareness is, I'll write this down, the awareness is how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so what I want to invite you today is to have a think about this. And I've written down some 3 tips that you can use to think about this and try and apply it in your life, because the magic happens in the awareness. Because if we're not aware of our behaviors, then we can't change them. Simple as that. So when you are aware of it, and 85% of the work is actually in becoming aware of what you're doing. So when you become aware of it, you can quickly change that behavior to something that is going to serve you to reach a goal that you set for yourself. So the 3 things that you can do to help you shift this or become more aware of, you know, the behaviors that you're actually doing. First step is to look at an area in your life where you're not getting the results that you want to get. So whether it's in your health and fitness, whether it's in your, I don't know, financial goals, whatever it is, look at an area where you're not getting the results you want. Do you keep setting yourself a weight loss goal and you never reach it? Do you keep setting yourself a fitness goal and you never reach it? Do you keep setting yourself a New Year's resolutions and, you know, health-wise, that never, like, you know, by the time February rolls around, like they've kind of fallen off the bandwagon? So where in your life are you constantly not getting the results that you want? That's the first step. The second step is to look at that area. So, you know, I want to lose X weight by X day. Look at that area and look at the behaviors that you're exhibiting around that area, right? So, for example, is it that you're eating really healthy, right? So, you know, that's a goal to, you know, like you've got a weight loss goal, right? And you've got to eat healthy to get there. So you're eating healthy, you know, you can tick that box. You know, you're eating pretty clean, you can tick that box. But actually, when you look at it, the portion sizes you're eating like are way too much for you to, you know, that you should be eating. But because you think because you are eating healthy food, you think that that's actually going to serve you. But it's actually not. If you think about it, you're actually sabotaging your own success. Is it perhaps that you eat healthy like most of the day, you know, you stick to your plan, blah, 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 and then like come evening after dinner, you want, like, usually you have yourself, you know, for me, I have dark chocolate every night after dinner, like I love it. But, you know, do you have 4, 5, or 6 pieces of chocolate instead of just the 1 or the 2? You're actually sabotaging your own success that way. Another example is working out. Are you working out? You're going to the gym, you know, 3 or 4 times a week, or, you know, you're going for a walk, or you're running, or whatever your thing is, but you're not actually pushing yourself. So you're quote unquote doing the work, but it's not enough to actually get you the results that you want. So on the outside, it looks like you're working out 4 times a week, but you're not exerting enough energy to actually make a difference. So you might as well like not actually work out. So that's actually sabotaging your success. That's a behavior that you're doing in terms of that goal that you want to achieve, that's not supporting the result that you want. So if you look at that behavior of, I'm doing something that looks like I should, like, you know, the thing that I should be doing, but I'm not actually putting enough effort for that thing to be effective. So you've just identified that behavior in your health journey. What about in your career or your work or your family life? You know, is that behavior, you know, transferable across a couple of different areas in your life? Think about that. And this is something that I also realized, which was, you know, the awareness came up about this running thing. And it was how this is my own personal story and very much what I used to go through a couple of years ago when I first started my business. And that is starting off strong and then fading out. So if you look at the example that I shared, which was, running towards this goal, towards this marker, to this lamppost, to the stop sign or whatever, and then kind of stopping a couple of feet short. So then you kind of fade off. And what I used to do, when I realized this as I was walking home that day after that run, I was like, well, what the behavior that I used to exhibit in my business and also in my health when I first started my business was, I'd start off strong at the beginning of the week, I'd be doing X, Y, and Z on social media, like I'd be sending my mailers, whatever. And I'd also be working out, eating healthy. And then like things would kind of fade off because I'd get tired, like I'd lose interest or be unmotivated because I wouldn't see the results that I wanted by the end of the week. So like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I would stop doing everything and then wonder why I wasn't getting a result. So you see how that pattern of behavior is transferable, translatable across different areas of your life. Like, me not, running to that marker and stopping a couple of feet short is a similar behavior to me starting the week off strong and then, by Wednesday feeling like I'm not getting the results and then giving up. And then, what happens? I don't get the results because I only, quote unquote, work out or work in my business 2 days a week. All right? Do you get the idea? Do you get the sort of, the message I'm trying to put out here? So the third point that I wanted to share on, so the first thing was look at an area of your life that is not getting you results that you really want, right? The second thing is look at the behavior around that area and try and look at what behaviors you're doing or actions you're taking that are actually not getting you to the goal. And the third thing is, this is how we can so we've become aware of the behavior, so now we want to do something to shift it, to change focus. So the third thing is, what can you put in place to shift that behavior? So, for example, me not being able to sort of stick it out for the rest of the week. So I've started off strong, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were great, and then I sort of give up halfway through, and then, the rest of the week I just fall off the wagon. What can I do? I've become aware of the behavior. What can I do to make sure that I stay strong till the end of the week? So I can make sure I book in a couple of workout sessions with a friend so that I've committed myself to that behavior. Maybe it's book yourself into an exercise class, a yoga class, whatever, so that you have to turn up. Maybe it's sharing your meals with a friend. So one day you cook, one day she cooks, so that at the end of the week, you actually have to cook a meal for someone else and you can't just fall off the wagon. It's putting those things in place that are going to help you form a new habit, which is ending the week strong, finishing running to that marker. Maybe I could go running with a friend and I say to her, I want to run between this lamppost and this lamppost, and we push each other to run to the lamppost. And so I'm breaking that pattern of behavior. And once you break that pattern of behavior in one area of your life, it translates across. That's the beauty of it, guys. That's the beauty of it. So I hope this message was useful for you today. The key message here is, the awareness that I wanted to share with you today is how you do one thing in your life is how you do everything in your life. Or at least many things. And the three things that we spoke about today on how you can, shift that behavior is, one, look at an area in life where you're not getting the results you want, because obviously you're not doing the behaviors that you need to be doing to get your results. So look at an area that you're not getting the results. 2, look at the behaviors in that area and look at what behaviors you're doing that aren't serving you. And 3, put something in place. So put an accountability, put a structure, put a support in place to help you create a new habit or a new behavior. That's it, simple as that. So, it's a lot easier to say it's simple than actually put it in practice. But like I said, guys, the transformation happens in the awareness, because once you become aware of the behavior, you can't unknow what you know. When you're aware of something that you're doing that's not supporting you, you can't forget that you're doing that. Something to remember there. So I hope you guys have a great Monday. I hope you have if you're just waking up, I hope you have a wonderful day. If your day is sort of slowing down, coming to a close, I hope you have a wonderful, relaxing evening. And I will chat to you soon. Hope you have a great one.